Hi there, and welcome to Faith in 5, where we believe you can build your faith in just 5 minutes. I'm your host, Reggie, and I'm back with another exciting episode. Today, we're going to be in the New Testament. We're going to be talking about Paul and Silas and what they did when they are faced with some great challenges, some great discouragements, and, it's completely just feeling defeated, and what they did in that moment. So we're going to pick up in Acts 16, starting in verse 25. That's Acts 16, starting in verse 25. Just to give you a little backdrop to the story, right around this time, Paul and Silas are spreading the good word, and they spreading it all over. And some people were upset. So they flogged them, and they were beaten at the same time. And then they were thrown into prison. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that's a great time to be encouraged? You're flogged, you're beaten. You think it's a great time to be inspired? But I want to show you what these men did. So in Acts 16, starting in verse 25, it says, about midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was such a violent earthquake that the foundation of the prison was shaken. At once, the prison doors flew open and everyone's chain came loose. The jailer woke up, and when he saw the prison doors open, he drew his sword and was about to kill himself because he thought the prisoners had escaped. But Paul shouted, "Don't harm yourself. We are all here." Wow. So here it is, Paul and Silas in prison. Just finished getting beaten, just finished getting jeered and flogged, thrown into prison. And once they get there, they start singing hymns and they're praying to God. And guess what? Right in the midst of discouragement, disappointment, and hurt, they knew exactly what to do. They delighted themselves into the Lord, and God provided a miracle. It says the shackle on the prisoners were let loose. It says a violent storm, earthquake happened. The doors were wide open. All these things happened because these men went to God in the midst of a hardship. I want you to think about something. What is a hardship or something you're going through right now where you feel like there's no way out, or it's just very painful to you? What's the opportunity in it for you to go to God as you look in Paul and Silas and see what they did in this moment? Let it inspire us. Who wants to be encouraged when something happens? That you want to be hurt, you want to be disappointed, but guess what? Paul and Silas realized something. How they responded in that situation with the prisoners and the guards watching around them would have an impact on those people forever. Later on, if you look in the passage, guess what? The jailer, when they got baptized, the prisoners were moved by it. So because that one example, the men looked crazy to them, but to God, they were bringing glory. Amazing story. So what I'm going to leave, I'll leave you with one last story. As we looked at these scriptures and we see Paul and Silas, what would make them do something crazy like this? Because they know the love of Christ. They know of what Jesus done for them, how Jesus died for us. So we can have an opportunity to have a relationship with him. If I want you to look at Paul's story before this. Paul was a terrorist of Christians. He would go out there and bring him into court, get him killed. He'll do all type of things because he hated them. But God changed his heart. And he went out there and did amazing things for God. So when you see him in that prison and why he prays in those moments, he didn't forget where he came from. Folks, let's not forget where we came from and the glory that God bestowed on us through his son, Jesus Christ. Guys, I thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's Faith in 5. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Faith in 5.